Today with you will be me, Miss Ulya, science teacher in our science lesson, and my colleague.
And me, Miss Aliya.
Welcome. Prepare your pen, pencil, everything you need for a lesson. And let's see what's our topic today, Miss Aliya.
Yes, today we have prepared a letter for you. First of all, we have the letter from the student. Just a second. So let's see. Let's read the letter from student Nigar. So, dear Miss Aliya and Miss Ulya, hope you are doing well. I have a question for you. People keep telling us about climate change and what can I do to help the environment? Kind regards, Nigar, Baku. So this is our letter for today. Miss Ulya?
Yes, Miss Aliya. Can you quickly remind me what was your last sentence, please? Did you read our letter already?
We are talking about the letter. I have just read the letter to our students. Yeah,
that's pretty exciting, isn't it? We've got a letter, and we are going to tell you our topic today. Our topic today is.
So to answer this letter, we together with Miss Ulya, picked the topic climate change, and so here is our learning objectives.
Okay, the first learning objective is understanding of climate change.
Yeah, so the second one is knowing the causes and consequences of climate change and how it changes the way we live. And the third one?
And we will learn how to demonstrate actions, visions, and stories that we are needed to help to transform our world.
So here we have prepared a question for you. So do you know what is the climate itself? So here we have 4 different versions. So the A is long-term average of weather, B is a condition of atmosphere, C whole precipitations, and D condition of the troposphere. So you have 4 seconds to think about it. Time 4, 3, 2, 1. So go on.
And then answer that question later. Go on.
Let's think about it. So here in front of you, you see the globe, and I would like to talk a bit about the climate. So climate is a long-term pattern of weather in a particular area. Weather can change from hour to hour, day to day, month to month, or even year to year. A region's weather patterns usually track for at least 30 years and are considered in like its climate. So the climate of a region or city is its typical or average weather. So for example, the climate in Azerbaijan is sunny and warm, but the climate of Antarctica is freezing cold. And Earth's climate is average. So just a second. So the Earth's climate is an average around the globe. So yes, Miss Ulya, please.
Yeah, so the climate change doesn't mean that there wouldn't be any cold days or hot days. It means that there will be a really extreme weather. I mean, the weather will change extremely. Today you have got sunny, tomorrow it can be snowy. I mean, so that.
Just a second. Before you would like to say about it, I would like to mention the climate change itself also. So the climate change therefore is a change in the typical or average weather of a region or a city. And this could be a change in a region's average annual rainfall, for example. Or it could be a change in a city's average temperature for a given month or reason. So climate change is also a change in Earth's overall climate. Yeah, Ms. Ulya, you can continue.
Yeah, I will tell you, Ms. Aliya already mentioned what's the climate change, and I will tell you how scientists measure climate change. How could we know that this really happened before? Okay, Ms. Aliya, can we go and see my friend's picture? He's a scientist, Yeah, that's our question. We will come back to it. But
Yeah.
he's a scientist and he's doing a job. He's measuring a climate change and he have got a nice proof. That's actually an interesting and extreme job. For doing that job, you have to travel to cold places where you have a thin layer of ice, and then they drill in, Miss Aliya.
Yeah.
Yeah, they drill in and take a piece of ice, like a circular piece of ice, and then by looking at that circle, Miss Aliya, next please, you can tell, can you see those bubbles, those nice bubbles? This is not just this regular bubbles, this is actually a history. That's a nice history, and by looking at that, you can tell what time of year we had which temperature. Okay, next, Miss Aliya. Here you can see, like, can you see the dark part of the snow? So this is actually winter. Light part is summer. So by looking at one piece of layer, even the short piece of layer, you can tell a huge seasonal change over the years. Isn't it cool? Okay, next. Oh, that's pretty exciting. You can even tell what kind of natural disasters happen. So by looking at that brown part, you can tell that, Miss Next, you can tell that in that year, we have got volcanic eruption. Oh my God. Okay, Miss Aliya.
Yes, so Miss Ulya just talked about how the ice cores tells us that the temperature continually rises and falls, and in other words, the Earth's climate is constantly changing. And also, you can see the same thing from this graph. So here you see the diagram, the global average temperature from 1880 till 2020. And here is a question for you. Why is the climate change that happens now is more dangerous? And now Miss Ulya will answer this question and will help you to think about it. So, yeah, Miss Ulya.
Yeah, as we already mentioned, climate change, this is a constant circular process, but it's quite dangerous right now because you can see a nice rabbit jumping over here, and it's kind of time lapse with the year. Miss Aliya, can you go in a century? Okay, you can see that time is changing, but habitat is still the same. So they are nicely adapting to the situation, and they have quite more time to adapt to those differences. Okay, Miss, next. Oh my God, it's still changing, but slightly. So you need a big amount of time to adapt to change, and that's quite nice. Your body used to it, and it's easy for you. But now, because of human activity, we are doing a lot of industrial works and producing a lot of dangerous gases. By changing climate, making it more fast, we are making the animals, we're putting animals in a dangerous position. We might lose polar bears. I will talk about a story, a heartbreaking story, in a few minutes.
Yeah, and so so here we have a keywords for you. Maybe you're familiar with some of them: to global warming, deforestation, or greenhouse effect, and fossil fuel. So think about it. Circle the keyword you're familiar with, and you have 4 seconds to do it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The time is up. Circle one of them, and let's see what is the greenhouse effect itself. So what is the causes of the global warming? So we can observe that the climate is changing, as Ms. Ulya said, and we told about it before. So global warming is caused by the greenhouse effect. As you see in this graph, the greenhouse effect is a natural process by which the atmosphere retains some of the sun's heat, allowing the Earth to maintain the necessary conditions to host life. So without the greenhouse effect, the average temperature of the planet would be -18. So it means that we need greenhouse effect. But Miss Ulya will tell you about some problems. So the problem is that daily human activity maximizes the greenhouse effect, causing the planet's temperature to increase even more than it's needed. So here we have prepared with Miss Ulya the questions for you, the true-false statements. Here we have 3 statements. First of them is global warming is caused by the greenhouse effect. Miss Ulya, the second one?
The second one says that the greenhouse effect is caused by the global warming. So you have to think one of them should be wrong. Think, okay?
And the third one is we can survive without greenhouse effect. So think about it. You have 3 seconds. Time. 4, 3, sorry, 2, and 1. So let's see what is the answers. Miss Ulya?
So the first one about the global warming is caused by the greenhouse effect. That was true. Yeah, if you said that's true, good job.
Yeah, the second one, as you said, that is false. So greenhouse effect is caused by the global warming. That is actually not true. And the third one, Miss Ulya?
Greenhouse effect, that's also false.
Yeah, that is also false. So let's see what is the greenhouse effect itself. Yeah, Miss Ulya?
Yeah, now I will explain you what's the job of atmosphere and how this process actually happens. Okay, so here you can see a nice sunny day and planet Earth. We have got a normal average temperature here, 15 degrees, which is brilliant. Some of the sun rays, they reflected, and not all of them reflected, but some of them they trapped by atmosphere, and some of them they escape atmosphere. So that's a nice and normal condition. But this, so this is what if we will never have? We might we think about what if we don't have any atmosphere? So this is the consequences of it. All this sun rays might escape, and we might get really crazy cold. And the atmosphere itself, it's made from the natural gases, which is nitrogen, oxygen, and argon, and some other things like water vapor, carbon dioxide. They actually play a huge job in this thing. They trap all that heat inside of the our planet, so we have got a nice condition like today. Okay, but what's going on? You might say, what happened? So why the climate change got so fast in a rate? So not natural greenhouse effect. That normally when we have a normal amount of carbon dioxide, and like after the industrial revolution, remember the graph, it starts to rise up tremendously. After the human impact on the global warming, we have got a lot of heat trapped inside, and the weather every year gets hot and hot, extremely hot, not even takeable. Okay?
Yeah, so the human activity is throwing off this delicate balance. Coal, oil, gas supply the energy that makes our lives so comfortable and convenient, but it really influences on our climate change. Yes, Ms. Ulya?
So we prepared for you a matching activity. Let's see what's the fossil fuel. You probably know it, but let me remind you, that's a natural fuel formed from the remains of living organisms. We will give you 3 seconds to tick the correct one. So first one, solar energy. Do you think solar energy is a fossil fuel, or maybe you think that's a biomass?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So then we have hydropower energy. The wind energy.
Yeah.
Then
let's give them 3 seconds, and then 3, 2, 1. Let's reveal the answer. Go on.
As the answer, so the first one is oil. So oil is a fossil fuel. Yes, Miss Ulya?
Yeah, the oil and coal. And the last one is natural gas.
Yes, natural gas. So the three, oil, coal, and natural gas. So they are fossil fuels.
Examples.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a really not a nice picture to see. This is what we do actually as a human being. We cut a lot of trees. Trees, they are lungs of our planet. They're helping all these processes to get healed. They're helping our planet to heal itself. But as a human, we cut a lot of trees to build some buildings, to have some fabrics, so on. Okay, let's see what's next. Here with Miss Aliya, we prepared for you a kind of hard question.
Yes.
You can see under it a term which will define the cutting of those forests. Think about it. It's one of the keywords that you already circled. So can you take 2 seconds and find that word? Go on.
Your time. 1.
Here we are, Miss Aliya. Go on.
This is deforestation.
Yeah. Yes, that's kind of like the term that explains human activity when we cut a lot of trees and we're killing lungs of our planet Earth.
Yeah, if you got it, well done on you. Great.
Good job.
Good job. So, till this moment, we have talked about the climate, the causes of the climate, and now it's right time to think about the consequences of climate change. Here in front of you, we have one more activity. This is matching pictures. Here you see 5 different pictures: the migration, extinction of species, extreme weather, ice melting, and desertification. So for this activity, you have 10 seconds. You should place the statements in the correct places. So you have 10 seconds time. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
That's actually extremely hard question for us, I think, because, you know, oh my God, yeah, if you did it like that, like the first one was migration, you can see people traveling from one place to another. Miss Aliya will tell you about it in a minute.
Yeah, so the second one is desertification. The third one, you can see that this is ice melting, and this is quite obvious. And the fourth one is extreme weather, where you can see the strong wind. And the last one, Miss Ulya?
Extinct of species, dinosaurs, poor babies.
Yeah, poor. Okay, let's specify a bit and talk about all of them. So the global temperature increase brings disastrous consequences, endangering the survival of Earth's flora and fauna, including human beings, as you see in this picture. So the worst climate change impacts include the melting of the ice masses at the poles, as you see here, then and now. You see how it was you see the ice caps in the polar areas then and now, and here, which in turns cases rising, so they are melting, and in this case, they are causes rising sea level. And as you see here in this map, you see the green dots. This green dot shows us the places which are endangered right now. So the rising the sea level producing flooding at different areas, and here is one of this area, the Venice, one of the most beautiful places in the on our planet, and one more city, one more country in the Southeast Asia also can be example for you, and these places are very so these places shows us the consequences of the rising sea level. Yeah, so Miss Ola?
Yeah. So you know probably that oceans are playing a huge role in our climate change, and oceans, they are absorbing most of the additional warmth that we have. But by increasing the amount of those gases, we make our planet hot, and we make the job of these creatures or those living things that helps us really, really hard. We are making them to work more than they should, and it ends up with the death of these creatures. Miss Aliya, can we look at the before and after picture, please?
Yes.
So this is what is happening right now. All the coral reefs, they are struggle to survive in that hard condition, and they die. This is really bad because coral reefs are really important for ecosystem. They have got a lot of big jobs for taking our planet in a balance. Okay.
Yes.
Next,
So
another breaking story is polar bear. When you look at that picture, of course, you can feel the struggle and misery. Polar bears are lovely creatures, and because of the climate change, the habitat of polar bears they changed, and you see at the before picture, polar bear are fluffy, cute, and nice, and instead of food and everything. But at the after picture, there's no enough food for it, and there is no enough place to live. So that's why polar bears are extincting right now, and we have to do something for it.
the climate change also increases the appearance of more violent weather phenomena as drought, fires, as you see in these pictures. For example, the recent fires in the Australian forests, Siberian forests, or in the forests of Amazon region. So all of them shows us the consequences of the climate change. Yes, Miss Ulan. And but first I would like to mention also the flooding from rivers and lakes, the creation of climate refugees, and destruction of the food chain and the economical resources also. So all of them, I would like to say that together, all of them shows us the consequences of the climate change. While that might not sound like much, it means big things for people and wildlife around the globe. So what we can do for it, how can we help our planet?
Yeah, okay, not everything said actually. We still have a chance to take everything to the normal balanced state. And I do believe that every person can make a real difference. So we will start today with you and me. And we have got 3 C rules. Can you see? The first one is conserve, second is clean, and the last one is talking to other people. Let's go, Miss. Okay, so rule 1, you have to use to conserve. Conserve energy, for example. Miss, can we look at the examples how to conserve energy in daily life? I'm pretty sure you have got nice projects in your mind. So start building your project, and we're waiting for your examples. Send it to us and let us know what kind of projects do you have, what kind of projects you made for saving our planet.
Yes, so pretty exciting.
Yeah, it is actually, Miss Aliya. Next thing you can do, if you leave the room, you can turn off the lights. I mean, if you don't need the water, put it off. I mean, just always conserve additional things, and this is the first rule. You can also conserve. You can use bicycle, which is exercising. It's really positive. And the second thing you can do, and you can plant. Other important part of the conserving is zero waste tips, which instead of using a lot of plastic bottles, which is not good, or one-use plastic caps, you can use those bottles which like your own, and you can label them. That will be yours, and you can use them for several times. Also the bags, if you go to store to buy things, if you're helping to your parents, you're a really good kid. So you can take that bag instead of buying those plastic bags, because plastic is really bad for our environment, for animals, for plants.
So the next is cleaning up, and it seems pretty simple, but just putting your waste in the right places can make all the difference. So 3 recycling bins are shown here. Here we have different recycling bins, some of them from our school. Here in the right corner, you see the recycling bin for the batteries. At the bottom, you see 2 different recycle bins, one of them for plastic bags, another one is for paper, and so above you see 2 more recycle bins. They are the government placed them at the streets of our city, and one of them, the orange one, is for paper, plastic, glass, metal, and etc. And the green one is for mixed rubbish. So you see that so you can do the same thing in your house. Even you can separate your trash bins and separate all trash which you have in your house, and by this you will help the nature also. You will help the environment. You will recycle your garbage. Yes, and lastly.
Yeah, and the last rule, you're actually stronger than you think. You can go and talk to your friends, not actually going out. It's okay, we have got internet connection right now. You know the current situation with the virus, so just sit home, be safe, and talk through the internet with your friends. Tell them about global change, what can we do, discuss about like your ideas. I'm pretty sure you have got really nice ideas about it. Let's go and see what kind of things kids doing right now. Miss Aliya? Yeah, they're making posters to make aware people about the global change and what's happening right now. Okay, next, Miss. So we have got some projects also for you, some examples. Miss Aliya, can we have a look on the first one? So this is for those who can draw. Sadly, I'm not a good drawer. This is really sad, but look at that picture. This picture is not just a drawing. It is also a big story. By looking at that picture, you can feel the author, what was in his mind, on her mind. And by just looking at that picture, you can see the story. I might even encourage you to write a story under that picture and tell the world, what do you think? What do you feel?
Yes, and by drawing it, you can impress all of your feelings, and also you can set an exhibition and to show your pictures, everything, show to people, and so that they can also know about what is going on around the world. So the next one,
you can send that picture to us, and we can make a nice exhibition for you in our school when we're going to be back.
We will meet you. We'll meet you together in the school during the exhibition. Also, I hope after the lockdown.
So can we go back for a minute, please? The last slide. Yeah, here is another example. This is our students from our school. So I don't mean that you have to do it right now, but you can do other way around. We went to the coastline and we start to collect all the plastic, all the garbage, all the waste from the coastline to make it more safe and more nice for people. This is what our students and our school did. So you can do other way around. Don't get sad. You might say, oh, I want to be a part of this too. So you can go out in your garden if you have one, if it's safe, if there is no virus. You can go to your garden and clean the plastic there, or you can even do it at home by just helping your parents. This is really important. Seems not that big deal, but it is actually.
Okay, so the next one is leading the conferences, and so you can lead the conferences or webinars and tell people about it, about this problem, about the climate change. Yes, Ms. Ulya?
Yeah, Miss, can we go to next one? So don't worry about it too. There is a lot of platforms where you can go online and ask people to join to your ideas, because right now everyone is doing a lot of interesting online things, and if they have nice ideas, and I'm pretty sure you do have, so you can go online and let people know your voice.
Yeah, so let's see what we have learned today. And okay, today we are talking about the climate change causes, effects, and the solutions. So the first is what is the climate change? Then, Ms. Ola?
Okay, so what are the causes of climate change? It's actually human activity.
Yes, and then we were talking about impact of the climate change. Then
We did mention that in some countries and in some cities, sea level rising so badly, so people struggle.
and we have just talked about the solution of climate change and what we can do to prevent all of these things. Yeah.
You can make a solution for it. I believe in you.
Yeah, so that is the end of our lesson. We're waiting for your video projects and questions. So send them to this email, science@live.mtk.edu.us. So thank you for sharing your learning process with us.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. See you later.